not a lot happening this week. We got some X-Men stuff, we got some Captain Marvel stuff, a little bit of Flash, a little bit of Arrow, and some Justice League stuff. Specifically, a behind-the-scenes video thing. Alright, let's use that. I just want to talk to you, DC, and I know you're watching this. I want to give you my thoughts on how to make Justice League good. But you've already finished filming it, which, is a thing I didn't even consider when I started this. Yeah. Tell you what, I'll just take a look at the bigger picture, and I'll just talk to you about how to make the DC Universe good. Specifically, the films. Look, I realize by now there's probably a bunch of you people watching who are like, the DC films are good, they don't need fixing. But guess what? For every one of you, there's 3 saying the opposite. So yeah, I'd just like to give some of my thoughts on what some of the things are that DC could do to kind of course correct the DC Universe. And if you don't think it needs course correction, look, it does. So without further ado, let it begin. This one is super important. You need to get someone who doesn't work for you and isn't paid by you to read the story. There are a lot of interesting things that happened in Batman v Superman, Suicide Squad, and even Man of Steel that just felt like first ideas, like they hadn't been developed yet. Like in Man of Steel, that part where Zod is shooting his lasers towards the civilians, that could have easily been a much better scenario, and you wouldn't have had fans banging on about it for like 3 years. Like, Superman could have just flown Zod out. He literally had him by the neck, or he could have stuck his hand in front of Zod's eyes. I don't know, but what I'm trying to say is that a lot of things in these films can fall apart with one poke like a house of cards. And I'm not just talking about random plot things that don't really make sense, but, big story decisions like killing Superman right at the end of Batman v Superman, or the decision to make Batman kill, which is tenuous, but there's just a lot of things that could have been done differently. When you have a great story, you want people to be engrossed in it, not thinking, wait, how come Superman couldn't see the bomb in the wheelchair? And yeah, this actually brings me on to my next point. That last thing I said about Superman not being able to see the bomb was explained. So why did you cut it out? Look, I understand cutting things. I study film. I've done projects where I've had to cut stuff, but even on the dumbest little sketches, I know to not cut things out that make the rest of the film nonsense. It's like cutting that part where Poe Dameron gets the map in The Force Awakens. By the end of it, you'd be like, what? So yeah, just let the director tell his story, for better or for worse, because we shouldn't have to wait until well after the film is out to receive the full extended cut of the film so that we can appreciate it. I don't care if the movie is 3 hours long. I just want to see a good story. So just tell good stories. Okay, you get these filmmakers to make films, so let them make films. And I know David Ayer was saying that Suicide Squad was his cut, but the biggest thing we were hearing about Suicide Squad while it was being made were about insane reshoots. Seriously, word is that you had the trailer people re-edit the film. That is not what you should be doing. You'd probably say, oh, those are just rumors, there's no truth to them. But look, there's no smoke without fire, DC Films. Something was clearly going on behind the scenes, and just for once, I'd like to know exactly what is going on. So please, instead of trying to redo the Fantastic Four train wreck of 2015, just let your directors make good films. Okay, this one might sound a little confusing after that kind of rant thing, but at this point in the DC universe, you just need to make a solid film. It doesn't have to be the next Dark Knight. It doesn't even have to be TMNT. Okay, it's got to be a little better than that, but stop trying to turn your films into huge world-shattering events. I didn't really have many glaring problems with Suicide Squad until suddenly there was a blue laser shooting up into the sky and the world was ending. And as soon as that happens, not only is it kind of exhausting, but the audience starts going, wait, where's Wonder Woman or Superman? He's probably alive. Why isn't Batman helping to stop this potentially world-ending event? Like, Suicide Squad could have just been about a team that has to hunt down and kill a dude on the streets. It could have been like The Raid, but in a building that Joker controls. I just thought of that in 10 seconds, so see point 1, and hopefully you get what I'm saying. Because if you can just let us care for characters, the simplest thing can feel like the end of the world. Look, you probably wouldn't expect this example in this video, but think of Finding Nemo. There's no superpowered beings trying to destroy the Earth in Finding Nemo, but You'd have to search far and wide to find someone who didn't cry somewhere in that film. So what I'm saying is, just tell a simple story. You don't need to let the audience get confused by your amazing puzzle-like storytelling. You're not Christopher Nolan. Just let them trust you to make something small be good before you go big. That's all you need. No Michael Bay level explosions, no CGI monsters, no flashbacks upon flashbacks upon flashbacks upon flashbacks upon flashbacks. Just keep it simple. Okay, that's probably enough, but yeah, I probably have one more in me. Yeah, that's a good one. Or two. I don't know. Figure out what you're doing. Look, this is mainly towards your treatment of Superman, but I'm sure elements of this carry to other characters. Figure out what your characters are about. By the end of Batman v Superman, I'm still not absolutely certain whether Superman's some sort of savior or a murderer. Parts of both it and Man of Steel could be taken as a little contradictory. Either he's snapping someone's neck, looking really upset while saving people, smashing a dude through a wall, or having a blast flying. Do you understand how such contradicting things might make it difficult to understand or care for a character, especially when he dies at the end of Batman v Superman? Because no one quite knows who he is as Superman, and so it just feels way too soon. Without knowing who the character is, stuff just isn't going to matter. Nothing will be visceral, and your audience is just going to be watching scenes happen. And yes, that's exactly what movies are, but do you get what I'm saying? That's all I have to say. Proofread the story, let storytellers tell their stories, don't make them too big, and know your characters. I guarantee, if you can do these simple things, you can go as grim as you want to in your movies, you can make them the saddest things you've ever seen, but if you can do these simple things, people won't complain about it. I mean, yeah, well, they will. Almost certainly. People complain about everything. What am I if just another voice on the internet giving his half-baked ideas in a sea of nonsense? None of this matters, and there's no way anyone at DC is watching this, but yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, give us a cheeky like and subscribe. Or don't. I can take it. But what do you reckon DC could do to kind of course correct? Or do you not think they need it at all? Let me know down below. Have a good one, guys. Jay Grizzle, out.